bring it closer if you're.
Go ahead.
I think it's too far away to
That's
just
fine.
even press. I don't know. Anyways. So do we just look at each other, I guess?
I guess so.
Just listen?
I guess so.
We need to shorten it up.
Maybe a little bit.
I don't know.
Anyways, how was your week?
I don't know. It's pretty good. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Nutup Show.
Welcome.
And how's my week?
Yeah.
My week was interesting. Because as you know, I started my 30 and 30.
Yep.
Which is trying to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. So I imagine we'll talk about that in a little bit. So that's just been going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Other than that, it's, quarantine. So in here,
down.
just sitting down, doing some work.
Yeah.
Working from home.
Cool.
Working hard. Hardly working. I don't know. No, lots. Work's been keeping me pretty busy, actually. Which is,
you have been really busy.
I don't know. Yeah. Good and bad, I guess you can say.
You haven't been bothering us anyways, so.
Yeah. Well, you haven't been bothering me,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't know. How's your week?
Pretty good. Yeah, it was actually a pretty good week. School was really good this week. I feel like we're kind of winding down a little bit in terms of school.
In what sense?
Well, we've kind of hit everything I had on my hit list for school this year. So now it's just kind of doing the fun stuff, doing whatever we kind of feel like. So especially math. Math is really winding down, which is nice. It's not as intense.
Yeah.
So,
but that's one of those things that you can't let go. I find.
Oh no,
with
of
kids,
course not.
You just gotta, or anybody, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Well, of course, but we're just kind of doing easier stuff. We're doing.
That's what it should be, because get the fundamentals down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're moving on to measurement and geometry and that stuff's always kind of the easy stuff in math. I always think, anyways.
Yeah, I always say. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Do you have anything in specific that you want to talk about? I have a couple things, maybe, I guess.
Well,
but
then if you have something, then let's...
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, you're 30 and 30. Yeah, let's talk about that.
All right. Well, we can start there. So I guess obviously the idea here is that I'm not a very patient person when it comes to certain things.
It's not only that you're not patient, it's just all or nothing with you a lot of the time.
Maybe, but I mean, you can do things not the way that I want to do them and do it probably better, I don't want to say safer. I don't think what I'm doing is unsafe or anything like that, but trying to lose a pound a day for 30 days or if you had 100 pounds to lose, it's I'm just going to lose it in 100 days and then that's it. I'm going to be done. It's not necessarily the best way, depending on, especially if you're coming out cold turkey. I mean, for me, for one thing, fasting is a big part of it, and I've done it quite a bit before, so my body's pretty used to it. So going a day without food is not a big deal, for me, or even just eating one meal a day is even easier for me. It's just kind of natural. I don't even really get hungry till maybe dinner time anyways. So it's really a combination of me being just all right, I just want to get this done and just get to the target weight that I kind of want to get to, just so I could move on to other things in a way. So maybe that's probably not the best way to go about it. What do you think? I mean, that's not...
Well, I don't to be honest, if it was anyone else but you, I'd be this is the worst idea ever.
Yeah. Or that Cole guy or whatever. Cole, what's his... I don't know.
Snake juice guy.
Yeah.
I'd be it's not the greatest way, because then my question to you is then how are you... It's all about making things sustainable for afterwards. So sure, you're going to lose all this weight and that's great, but what's your plan after? It would be my question.
Yeah. So that's why it's kind of an awkward time where a lot of my exercise really comes from wanting to do or doing martial arts and doing sports, going out playing squash and badminton. I was just going to get started up into all of this kind of stuff, and I was going to do some capoeira and all this stuff too. So, but now everything's closed down. So that's a huge chunk. I mean, I do that 2-3 hours a day easy. Yeah. And that's with that kind of stuff, you could be burning close to 1,000 calories an hour.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, right? So for me to do all those sports, and then you're talking about hockey and all those other kind of things, right? So doing all those sports and being that active, it's no problem. If I one meal a day, you could literally eat anything, because there's only so much food you can put into your stomach.
Oh, of
so
course.
That would be kind of my plan. But of course, I still want to just eat healthy and everything that, right? So it's that for me, it's still going on intermittent fasting and probably having maybe a 3 to 7 window or something like that. It depends too.
A 3 to 7 hour eating window.
No, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh, 3 p.m. to
Yeah,
7 p.m.
just because it depends, right? Because if I'm fasting and I'm at work, and then like I bike to work and then I bike home, it's like an hour each way. And then sometimes biking home on an empty stomach, it's like, I'd rather have the. But I've done it before, and then you just get the energy, and then it's like boom, it's like it's no problem because once you don't think about it,
you also like don't really have a choice. You have to get home, so.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
I guess I pass by lots of grocery stores, I guess.
Yeah,
if I had to, but it's like I'm not gonna. It's still like it's actually there's been really good bike rides. I remember on a fasted state, going close to 24 hours, and you just bike up those hills or whatever. It's just like it's not a problem. Like Halifax, I don't know if you know Halifax, but it's got some really bad hills. Coming up, it's crazy. It's like almost. It's like
but it's not like Sudbury.
150 meters, 200 meters. Yeah. I have to elevate. That I have to cross.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Sudbury's pretty bad too.
Yeah,
but I used to bike to Sudbury MMA.
Yeah,
and that was okay.
Yeah.
It was far, but it was okay.
It
wasn't very. It wasn't as hilly as this. There was a couple places, but this one here to work is like crazy. Then over the highway.
Yeah, there is that one. Brutal. Yeah, there's a couple bad spots there.
But anyways, so that would be my plan. Like if I was to say to you, I'd be like, well, this is my plan. Like I want to lose all this weight, and then start, upping how much I'm eating or whatever, because you gotta. It's just because I want to build muscle and all that stuff too, right? Yeah. So it's a combination of just being really active, working out, and then minding what I eat, right? So just getting a lot of vegetables, as many vegetables as I can, making sure you hit, I don't know, whatever, all the nutrients, the macros, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I still I really do want to go like vegan, I guess you can say, and not eat like animal protein at all.
Yep.
But at the same time, like just having a nice big plate of vegetables with a steak and potato on the side or something like that. I just told you
before we started.
You're right.
Biggest craving
why am I thinking about that?
I have the biggest craving for a steak and a Caesar salad.
But this is the problem that I have. I like so I don't want to get into the whole are animals good for you, bad for you? Because I can hear like I don't know. You hear the science and it sounds like it's not the best for you in the sense of like you've heard of talk about that some meats could be like carcinogenic or something, or depending on how you cook it, maybe.
Yep.
But I don't know. Like so many fit people are eating meat. It's like I don't think it's not the end of the world.
No,
like it's like whatever, right? People are healthier than ever. Well, I shouldn't say that. People that are like very athletic and very in shape, they're like eating meats and they have high meat diets and they look to be just fine. But
at the end of the day, I think the bottom line is, I really don't think. I don't think it matters as much whether you are a meat eater or not a meat eater. It's about everything else that's in your diet. It's the type of meat that you're eating. And it's you could be a vegan, but you could be super unhealthy and eat all the vegan shit. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I think people that are already like athletic, whether they choose to eat meat or not eat meat, they have a diet that's really full of whole, minimally processed foods anyway, so they're going to be healthy regardless of them eating meat or not. That's the bottom line. Yeah.
For me, like I think 100% you could be a vegetarian and get all the nutrients and stuff you need. Like you can, like some people are like, oh, you can't get certain, like, no, you can get everything you can from plants. And like anybody, like I think the thing is B12, that's the big thing.
Yep.
Pretty much everyone needs to supplement that anyways, just because it's not really found naturally anymore, just because I guess our agricultural practices.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it. But for me, the biggest thing about meat is like it's the animals themselves and like how they're raised, how they're
factory farming.
Oh yeah. It's like you just look at that. It's like that's just horrible. And all the antibiotics and all that crap that mad cow disease, like cows eating cows and how they're feed. Like it's like all that stuff is like, why would I want to eat this?
No.
And then that stuff, I'm like, that's not healthy. Like that's not good stuff. Like all the stuff that the animals are eating. I mean, bioaccumulation is such a huge thing. That's why fish are, they get so contaminated and you can't even eat them because they're so toxic, because it just bioaccumulates in their fat cells in their tissues, and it's just horrible.
Yeah.
So that's the side that gets to me. And then of course the environmental impact as well gets to me. Cause I think of if we were just like nomads living off the land or whatever, I'd be like, I'll just have a farm and just do lots of farming, and we learn how to can and all that kind of stuff. So you have all your vegetables and whatever throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
And then maybe probably have some chickens or something like that, so you can have eggs or something. Yeah. I don't know, right? Like just simple like that. Like I don't have a bunch of cows and I don't want to start having to kill cows and stuff like that.
No, thank you. No.
I don't want to do that.
I'm not down with that.
Yeah. So anyways, that's how I would
How you're going to
strategize my thing. Yeah, moving forward. But I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna get all my activities in here. You and I have talked a lot about getting set up with constant or like consistent Muay Thai workouts. We've done some here and there, but we need to get consistent in that. So that's really good. So we got the equipment there. It's summertime now or springtime, so now it's finally warmer. Get out there, get some bike rides in. So keep that up, and of course calisthenics, keep that going, and just keep pushing myself that way. So yeah, just make sure I definitely make the time to get a couple hours of good hard exercise throughout the day, and then moving as well during the day. When I'm stuck on the computer or whatever, so just get up and get moving. So that's the plan. So yeah, I just want to lose the weight as quickly as possible and just get it done, and have this 30 days of uncomfortableness, because I mean, going a couple of days without food just kind of sucks, right? So but I mean, can you tell me any faster way to lose weight than to not eating and let your body just digest that fat, or digest, I don't know, what's the word? Burn. There you go. Thank you. There's no faster way. Yeah. And it keeps your metabolism up. I mean, you get the autophagy. There's like all kinds of benefits. Right? So
yep. No, absolutely. I just think, for the average person, that's not something that's going to be, but they're going to be able to sustain for 30 days. Cause that's,
you've seen a few people like, oh, I don't eat anything for 30 days. Like, they don't eat anything at all for 30 days, which is insane.
Yeah, that is insane. But anyways.
Yeah. But I mean, there's lots of things, just like, even like we talked about so many times about fasting and like starting, just like, just push back breakfast as long as you possibly can, right? Exactly. Don't eat first thing when you wake up. You don't need, you ate when you went to bed. You don't need to eat first thing when you wake up. Push it back, and you don't need snacks throughout the day, Yeah, exactly. So lots of ways. Anyways, we're not really going to
We've talked about it so much.
Talk about that. Yeah. So we'll see how things are going. So the thing with fasting, especially when I try to do 48, so just like basically alternate day eating, is like last night I just felt really hungry, and you just think about food all the time. And
of course.
There's a difference too between like habitually being hungry because you're just hungry by habit. Like, oh, this is just when you're hungry, and then your body's like, okay, well, it's food time. So what's the hormone that triggers hunger?
Ghrelin.
Ghrelin? Gremlin. We'll just call it gremlin.
Okay.
Yeah, so your gremlin hormones, whatever.
Let me think about it to make sure.
It's gremlin and something that starts with an L. Leptin. One's hunger, one's satiation or something like that.
Yeah, so your fat cells release leptin to tell you, stop eating, dummy. There's enough fat here.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is that the cycle, though, of hunger and...
No, ghrelin. It's ghrelin that makes you hungry. Ghrelin. Okay. Think of ghrelin, growling stomach. Yeah.
But there's one that's opposite that. So once that goes up, the other one goes down to tell you that you're not hungry. That's
leptin.
Okay.
Leptin.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So, anyways. So for me, it does really suck, and it sucks for a lot of people when you're just like getting towards the 40 hours, whatever. It's just constantly hungry and just thinking about food. So it's kind of a bummer as well too.
Yeah.
And then when you're going for extended fast, then it's like, you can't really work out as much as you would want to because the energy is low. I have no problems working out within a 24-hour fast window, but then once you get to 2-3 days, like then it starts to get really, then you're really just doing for fat loss.
Yeah.
Too, right? So, which is fine because that's what I want to do, right? So, but I mean, it's been 3-4 days of just doing, I think in the 4 days, which is what, 68 hours? No, it's 48, it's 84 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, or 86. Well, it's 24 plus 24. It's 48 times 2, 96. Okay. That's 4 days, right? So in this 96-hour window, I did 2 basically 48-hour kind of fast.
So how many days has it been so far? What day is it today?
Today is, well, it's weird. So I like day 1 was just like, I just woke up and measured myself. Mm-hmm. But day 2 was like only 24 hours. So I guess, I don't know how you want to count the days. So,
whatever.
But I've gone through 3 measurements, like 3 days of losing weight.
Okay.
So
and how much have you lost?
6.6 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
it's insane.
Well, yeah, it's in 2. Well, the first day was pretty big, and then the other days are just been like 1.5 pounds. So well, I mean, yeah. So, but there's all is it water, is it fast? Like, I'm not gonna worry about that. It's like my waist is going down and shrinking. You can just kind of tell. So
yeah.
It's gonna be a combination of both. I was gonna say
it's gonna be a combination of both for sure.
Yeah. So that hunger's a pain, and I think what I'm going to do is start increasing how much activity I do, and then go to like eating every day just so I can get harder workouts in.
Yep.
Because the hunger sucks, and I don't like sitting there just being like, oh, I'm hungry. And then you just sit there for like 5 hours and wait for bed. Like that's kind of bad. And like yesterday I didn't sleep well at all because it was just like
hungry.
It wasn't that I was hungry. It was just that I just didn't sleep well.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like I wasn't like that typical hunger. It was just because when you're at night, I don't know, I don't really feel hungry after I wake up. I just had a really bad sleep.
Yeah. So this is what happened with me last weekend, because last weekend I was like, oh, I'm going to try like a 24-hour fast, because I've never done like, I've done like one meal a day, but I haven't done like an overnight, like.
But that's more than 24. That's like 36 hours, right?
Yeah, you're right. So I haven't done one like that. And I was like, oh, like I'll try it. We'll see how it goes. And it didn't work out for me, because like I noticed, because I had my Fitbit on, and I noticed like and I could feel it too. My heart rate started to increase more than normal. And I was like, that's not healthy. And then, I just didn't feel good. And I was like, it's empty, but I didn't eat very much. So then that was my problem. I didn't eat very much, and I had literally the worst sleep that night. Like I barely slept at all that night.
So you did a whole fast, and then when you ate, you didn't eat very much, and then you went to bed.
Which is it's not good at all. Yeah. So, like I definitely did not have like my full caloric needs at all, even close to met. I mean, it's fun to you experiment, you figure out what happens.
It's a day-to-day variation. It's not the
so my sleep that night was super shitty. So
so important to get good sleep.
And so for me, like sleep is the most important thing. So
sleep is key.
Is key. So but I think for me, like in terms of how I feel about what you're doing, it's definitely like looking towards, once you've lost the weight, then what's the game plan is the important thing, I think, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, I mean, you'll keep me on point too, is obviously keep the junk food out of the house. Okay, well then I just won't eat it. But yeah, just, increase activity. I mean, I'm pretty active anyways, but just keep on it. Right. So I don't know. Yeah. Just watch, and for me, the biggest thing is I have to watch my emotions, because the emotions are what trigger me to want to overeat. Yeah. So that's the big problem for me. So, and I always gotta keep busy and keep my eye on the prize on kind of things.
And this is the thing that I find about you too, which is you're different than any other fasters, because most people that fast, they'll have like their kind of go-to like drink that they have, and you
like coffee
or tea, which is me, right? I
wish I could, I just don't like the taste.
Yeah, and so that's the other difference too, is because coffee can definitely blunt your appetite and blunt that hunger feeling, and so you're not even getting that to help you with it. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if I can have some like iced tea, because I make that.
Here we
was like Caribbean Crush.
Yeah, but we have that. So if you want to make that, it's there.
Yeah, I guess well, don't some of those have calories though?
Not this one.
No teas have calories. Do some?
They do. Some of them do. It just depends, but this one doesn't.
Are you sure?
Like because like some of them like because it's David's tea, and so they have like the calorie.
Okay.
The nutrition thing, and so the only ones that have like calories, and it's like 5 calories, and those are the ones that have like so like the ones that Dad got me for Christmas. Sometimes they'll have the chocolate, like little chocolate,
or the sprinkles or something. Like
that.
Exactly. That's weird. That's so weird.
Well, it's awesome though. I love them. They're my favorite.
Yeah,
teas.
I don't know. Teas
I love them.
Yeah, I wish I could have a taste for it.
Yeah,
I guess I'm too used to just like I'll just have a hot chocolate with 3 overheaping scoops.
Yeah. Well, that's the only way to have hot chocolate.
That's delicious. Well, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
So that's the other thing that kind of sucks is like. Yeah.
Just deal with it. That's why I'll just get it done in 30 days. I'll just try to
suck it up, embrace the suck, and get it over with.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
So, but that's interesting. It goes to what I was saying before about my emotions and keeping things in check and wanting to keep it on the prize. So we've talked a lot about, I mean, this whole thing of what we want to do is, this whole Nutup life too, is all the things, aspects of our lives that we want to kind of do better at, I guess, right? Yeah. Just kind of show the process of us kind of getting to where we want to go and living the life that we want to live.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple ideas that I'll run by you right now to see what you think.
Shit.
And because I'm trying to think of what to do in terms of building this into somewhat of a business, I guess you can say, but just to, I'm not even really thinking about that, but I'm just thinking about what's going to be the best thing to showcase that people would kind of want to see, right? Like how can we best tell our story really is what I'm thinking about. And so there's 2 things. So there's one where I'm thinking of just focusing really hard about telling the story about our fitness journey and what we're doing. So I'm just thinking, I mean, obviously we have this podcast, but thinking that we tell like weekly video stories of how, like, gets very specific and like what our workouts are like, what we're going to target, like what our goals are, and just have like maybe like monthly goals or even just weekly goals of like, I want to build this, work on this. And then we go forth and we produce these videos that really go in depth to showcase what we do. So that there's that aspect of just really focusing on the fitness world, I guess you can say. And because, I mean, we have our plans and whatever, and we want to get really fit and, you know, whatever, right? So, which we've been doing, especially since we started last year, the 120 days, that was a good starting point. But, you know, we want to go even beyond that. But then the other thing I was thinking about, and you know this because I've mentioned a few things before, but is to really kind of document and showcase what we're doing financially and how we're moving forward with our thoughts on money and how things work, and how basically all the stuff that we've learned, the mistakes that we've made, and like to showcase that and say like, well, this is what we learned. This is what we're still learning, because reading financial books is kind of a thing that I'm liking now. And I want to get a whole bunch of other ones, and seeing how we can do better in our finances so we can get that financial freedom, like to have, because for me, the goal is, it's always been, it's to have some type of business or whatever it is that brings in money, which will give us the freedom, right? So if we want to go hop in an RV, or we want to, I don't know, sell all of our things and get a boat and sail across the world.
No, it's not happening.
Which would be amazing.
It's not happening.
It's going to happen.
No.
So if we wanted to do something like that, we would be able to do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that when I have to go into work and sit down for 8 hours a day and be like, what the hell am I doing sitting here? You know, it's getting rid of that trading time for money. Like that's the bane of my existence. And so showcasing everything we're learning on the process to going from where we are now to where we want to be. You know, and like I have a goal in my mind, you know, like a 2-year plan or whatever, right?
Of course.
So, and then of course, all the stuff from where we were to where we've even gotten now, all the stuff we learned. So all that kind of stuff. So I think that would be interesting to people as well. You know, it's different. Different types of people are going to, like, some people are interested obviously in their personal finances or whatever, but other people are interested in fitness and whatever. They don't necessarily mix and match. I mean, they match for us because it's all part of living the life we want to. I mean, you can't just, like, you can just be fit or whatever, but if you have no money and you have no place to live or whatever, right? So or like for me, the big thing is like, I've just been struggling with my back pain for over 10 years now, and it's like no matter what I do, I'm still do my exercises all the time, but I still have it because no matter what, I'm stuck at a desk for 8 hours a day. And like, even I get up, like, I'm just sitting down constantly and I can't get away from that. But if I could just imagine if I could just get away for like 5 months and just focus on going to the beach and learning how to surf for a couple months or whatever, right? We're in Thailand or something and just going to train some Muay Thai, whatever, right? Yeah. And then that's all we're doing because we have the financial resources to be able to support that.
Yep. Pretty sweet.
That would be amazing, right? So, so yeah, 2 completely different things, but they mesh together for us. And but I'd like to focus on one. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I find finances boring.
Yes. Yes, which is one of the mistakes that we've made back when we were younger, to like not pay attention to it.
Yeah, I just so if you want to run with that one, go ahead.
Sure. I mean,
yeah, obviously fitness and nutrition, that's my passion. So. Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing too, is because I mean, you're learning so much about nutrition right now and coaching and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I know that's the direction that you want to go in. Yeah. So we're trying to figure out how that plays out. You know, how do you become that type of person, and how do you get the message out there that you want to help people? So I don't know what, I don't really know where to focus on. And that's where sometimes I get into trouble and saying, I don't know what to focus on, and nothing ends up getting done.
And let's eat pizza.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't figure this out. Well,
I can make pizza.
No, but it's true though, because then it's like, that's what makes me feel better.
No, at least, course. You know? Of course. Yeah.
So not that that's a good thing. So
no, I think, you have to focus on what is interesting to you and what.
Well, it's all interesting to me, but it's just, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like I find myself leading towards more talking about finances.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be so important. I mean, it's always so important.
But
coming
I think out of this
now with this pandemic, and I mean, you're hearing all the people having to get credit card payment deferrals, mortgage deferral, payment deferrals. Even just this morning, you heard on the radio, Air Canada laying off like 60% of their staff, or 50, I don't know, whatever, but 20,000 people. Rough. And that's like, you're laid off. It's not furlough or whatever. It's like, you're done.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of people going to be out of work, and then
and then they still have the same expenses and not the income. And
exactly. So in like 6 months, 12 months, who knows what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So
I think I read something about the expected bankruptcies that like this fall or something like that are going to be coming up. Like, well, and then on top of that, people, even if they're not being laid off, like people were already overextended as it was.
Well, so many, I don't know what the numbers are. I should probably pull them up.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of crazy.
Like 60% or 70% of all Canadian families live like paycheck to paycheck, or like, I think there was a question. I don't remember these numbers. So forgive me. I'm not trying to like say what these is. It's not true, but it's something startling enough where like they went in and stopped people on the street and said like, oh, if you didn't get your paycheck, like your next paycheck, would you be in trouble? And like a lot of people, or most people answered like, I would be in trouble. Yeah. Because I can't, some people are like, okay, well, I got a month or 3 months, but the traditional wisdom of have 6 months in case. So if you lose your job, I mean, if your household expenses are, I don't know, $4,000, that's $18,000 just sitting, or no, 4 times 6 is 24. So it's $24,000, right? Yeah. That you should have saved up just sitting there, right? Not very many people have that kind of liquid cash just laying around, right? So anyways, so I think it's really important. And a lot of people, us included, like you said, it's not, it's not fun, or you don't want to think about it. You just kind of stick your head in the sand.
Well, that's not what I meant when I said that. I just said I'd have no interest in it.
No, I know that. In
those terms.
Well, I mean, I make you interested in it because I talk about it all the time because this is what's going on.
Yeah. Well, no, like, and I read that the Tony Robbins, his latest book that he had out, and it was that was a great book. Actually, I found that actually it was interesting for sure. Yeah.
You got to read the Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I think I have read like half of it.
Oh no.
I have. Yeah, I've read part of it.
Should I quiz you right now? No.
Well, no. I think it was like a few years ago, so I'm not gonna.
A few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just got that. Like
I got it at the library.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyways, that's good.
Yep. Yeah, and I've read Wealthy Barber. Like that's a good one. Yeah, that one. I read that
Wealthy Barber Returns. That one's it was okay. It's okay. Did you read it again to see exactly? I mean, it's got some core principles that I think are pretty good.
Yeah. I think what would be interesting too is if you did something like specifically for kids, because that's not being taught in our schools.
Oh, that's the big thing.
Yeah. And so like the past month or so, I've done like a lot of like personal budgeting units with the kids. We're talking about like simple interest this week, and how to calculate it and what it means. And, when you want to borrow money, you're not just borrowing that amount of money, like you're going to have that interest to pay back as well. And so definitely, I think that would be really cool to have a little series for kids.
Even simple things like take $100 a month and put it away.
Yeah.
And, that depends on your interest rate, right? Between, you say you get maybe 10% return over 50 years or something like that. You got a couple $1 million. I mean, 2 million, is that enough to retire on? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. But I mean, you start saving when you're young.
Yep.
And $100 a month, that's not very much money.
Yep.
Right. And it ends up being millions when over the span of that, like that $100, that's only $1,200 a year times 50 years. That's like, what, $60,000? But it ends up being millions.
Yeah.
Because of interest. Like that's the whole secret of compound interest.
But I think the whole point is like, it's the long game, and we're not programmed to think about the long game. And I think you can apply that to fitness and nutrition as well. People aren't playing the long game. There's all these old quick fixes, drink this tea and shit out all your fat.
Yeah. Or just don't eat for 30 days and lose 30 pounds, right? All quick fix.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is we're not evolutionarily programmed for the long game.
Or it's seeing, like you go to Starbucks and you buy the coffee or whatever, all these things add up. It's like, you don't see like, it's like, oh, the mindset is like, oh, it's only $2 or $3.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, well, $3 every day
Yep.
times a week is, you know, $21 times a year is, you know, whatever, $500 times 10 years becomes $5,000 times 40 years, my lifetime is this. And if it would compound into interest, blah, 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 it's like $250,000.
Yep.
And you don't
think about
you
it
don't think
in
about
those
it in
terms.
those, exactly.
No.
Right.
Of
So,
course.
but then the same thing for nutrition is like, well, it's just a donut or it's just a tidbit or whatever. And it's not that.
Or I'll eat better when I'm 40. And it's like, it's too late by then.
Yes, it is.
You are on your way to type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, all the chronic diseases.
Alzheimer's is caused by bad nutrition?
Oh, yeah. They call it the type 3 diabetes.
Really?
Yep.
Who's they?
The doctors, the researchers and the doctors that are doing.
The same ones that are going wishy-washy on the coronavirus?
No.
No, doctors.
But it is. And they can show that it starts really early. Like the pattern that you set up, it starts early.
Yeah. No,
it's really scary.
What we eat, you are what you eat is like, it's true. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah. And like even with the coronavirus, I mean, it's looking at like a large portion of the pot, like being overweight is like a huge like target. Like you're going to have a hard time if you get the coronavirus, right? Like it's, like it's not good to be overweight for just it's not.
No.
And that's why this whole, I mean, we talked about this so many times, but this whole body positivity stuff. I mean, I don't know, like it's okay to be yourself. You don't, whatever, right? And how you look or whatever, but don't say that it's healthy and don't say that I don't need to lose weight because this is good for me kind of thing. And then push it in that way. Yeah. Like it's not okay for anybody to make fun of anybody.
Of course not. But it's not okay for you to say that being obese is healthy.
Exactly.
Because it's not. That's a straight out lie.
That is. Yeah. And you're lying to yourself. But yeah, that's what's,
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's another thing that's just so frustrating with how things are kind of swept under the rug in society. It's like, well, we're not going to talk about this, right?
Yeah, we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, facts don't care.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
It's interesting though too when you think about how like America, I guess North America came to be like a society that's just a lot more obese, right? Or just an obese society, I guess you can just say. Because what is it, 50% now?
I don't know. It's getting close. A huge number,
it's getting up there. It's like an epidemic or pandemic or whatever.
It is, yeah.
So, but it's interesting how the new food guide, especially in Canada, right? How like when the new food guide, like we're relatively pretty healthy and skinny people, but then was it in the 60s the food guide came out with a new food guide where it was like lots of starches, the potato, like
Well, this is then you're talking about the whole low fat craze when people went crazy over eating low fat. Is that what you're talking about?
I think that came after, but I think I guess I didn't come prepared to talk about this at all, but Dr. Fung talked about it in terms of like when this new diet came out, it's like people had eat 3 meals a day and then lots of carbs or because you're getting the breads and whatever, just got to get 12 servings of grains or whatever it was, right?
That's a lot.
And then we all know that keeps your insulin constantly spiked. So you're never going to be burning your fat. So you're just getting, so it's like there was that, like the trend of obesity, like it starts when Canada's food guide comes out. Changes. And then
like I said, like the big thing is the whole low fat craze. Like that was bad too. Problem.
But wasn't that in like the 80s and 90s?
It started in the 70s and then it really picked up speed in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's not good at all.
Thing. No, it's really bad. You need fat.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing because people fats. Doesn't make sense, but you just think it's like, oh, well, I don't want to be fat, so I'm not going to eat fat. But it's different. That's not what your fat comes from. It doesn't come from ingesting fat, and it just gets stored in there.
Even cholesterol. You don't have high cholesterol because you eat cholesterol. We do not. Our bodies don't take in a lot of dietary cholesterol. We make more than we eat.
Interesting.
So, yeah. That's a whole other
game.
Whole other rabbit hole I could go down.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think maybe I'll work on this finance thing. I'm going to put some thought into it and see. I don't know. I think it'll be good.
Yeah. And like I'm still working on my course.
Yeah, that's right. Because you're still working on that too. So we still need to kind of figure out exactly how that's going to work.
Yeah.
So if you're still listening, First of all, thank you.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Gavin, what's up, Gavin? And just let us know what you think would be interesting. What would you like to hear us talking about? You want us to get low and dirty and just break down this whole financial game? And I don't know what that means. Or just keep going talking about fitness and seeing what we're doing. So yeah. Anyways, I got these 30 days to finish.
Yeah.
I'm regretting it already. It's like, but it keeps me honest though. That's the one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. But once that's done, gotta move on to the next thing. Well, I'll start before this because this doesn't take too long at all to do. I just, they're just meant to be quick update videos and just kind of like, hey, this is what I've done and what I've lost. So yeah,
you do better when you have some way to be accountable like that. That's how you really do well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I have to mix accountability and I have to combine that with productivity or something to work on or like goals to work towards, which number one, it just keeps me, I'm just working.
Yeah.
So that I don't have the time to fiddle around and eat. It's like, I don't have time for that.
But I think, actually that makes a lot of sense too, is if we make sure we have a goal, because I do better too when I'm working towards a goal, because I kind of fell off the wagon after the whole 120 days. Yeah. Because there wasn't that kind of goal really to work towards anymore, and there wasn't that accountability piece every day. So
we did want it to do this summer, right? Those crazy obstacle runs and Spartan stuff. That stuff sounds cool. I always have a hard time because I'm like, I know running. I just start running and my shins and my knees. It just doesn't agree with me.
Yeah.
But if it's trail running, I figure let's start training for it. Let's just go in the bush. Let's go in the bush. And just start running. Start with 1K to 5K.
Yeah.
So we did that one a couple of years ago and it was awesome. But like after like 3K, my knees were killing me. And then 5K, I was like, I gotta walk because it's just too painful. And I was like, I didn't feel tired. I was like, I could keep going forever. It was so much fun, especially climbing out on the rocks.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But it was just too much for me just going straight out there. So yeah, let's start doing that. Yeah. Because why not?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
But anyways, but we're not going to be able to do it because
everything's canceled.
Yeah, no one's going to be doing that. Yeah. Hey, let's get together, everyone, into this.
Breathe hard into each other's faces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roll around in the mud together.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. But just like, we can make up our own thing.
Yes, we can. Get a little lake here. Swim across the lake.
We could do like our own little like triathlon.
You need to get a bike.
Yeah. We could do something like that.
I'm not good at swimming. We need to go to
neither
I'm like, let's go to the university pool. Let's go. Shit, the gym's closed.
We have a lake. Let's swim in the lake.
I know, but I can't swim far because I'm going to drown.
Well, I can't swim far either.
So it's like take 2 strokes forward.
So we'll have the kids. We'll have like the kids follow us with the dinghy, with the little inner tubes. Oh yeah.
Well, they can't. They're not going to be able to follow us.
I don't know.
We'll figure something out.
Because I'm not a good swimmer either. But
you'll learn. I'll just throw you off the boat in the middle of the lake and drive away.
There you go.
You'll learn.
learn.
Sink or swim. Sink or swim. It's the way to get going, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll figure something out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways. Anything else you want to mention?
Think so.
It's on tap for next week.
Well, beaches are open here, so.
Yeah, I'm not going. Neither are you.
Dang it.
I'm not going to the beach.
I've been waiting for this whole time.
It's like everything's open, guys. Beaches are open. Like, that's the only thing. Okay. Everyone goes there.
Yeah, no. Like, I think the kids really.
Let everyone else go out there and get sick.
Well, yeah, let them be.
No, but just see what happens, right? I want to see what happens first. Of
course.
As much as I think, it's low risk and, we'll probably be okay if we ever did get it, right? Because it's, Yeah. I don't want to take that risk. Why bother?
No. But no, like I think I'll take the kids back to Peggy's Cove this week because they have so much fun and it's really open and.
Yeah, that's fine. You can just sit on the rocks. Or and
there's
whatever,
no.
Right? It's not like you're swimming anyways on the beach.
No,
right?
there's no tourists either, so it's not going to be.
Peggy's Cove.
Yeah, it's not going to be busy like it would be.
The beaches will be busy.
The beaches probably will.
But maybe not so much this weekend, but once it starts getting warmer.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think we'll do that
or whatever.
Yeah. So I think we'll do that this week, and then I think we're gonna take Monday off. Do you know what? We haven't had like a day off of school since like
a while.
December. Yeah. So we're going to take Monday off.
December when we took the whole month off.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing. It's homeschooling.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, we're different than everyone else who's following their curriculums or whatever kind of bullshit that the teachers are shoving to the kids. Yeah. That's a topic for another day.
Yes,
but
I think we're going to.
Yeah, you could.
No, go ahead.
No.
Please. I just think we're going to take off Monday. I think we all kind of need like a long weekend. So it'd be nice to have a reset. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, when we do schooling, it's only a few hours in the morning and that's it anyways, right? Yep. So, I mean.
Yeah. But it's still nice just to have a day to, an extra day to sleep in.
Sure.
Just take it easy. And I don't have to get, things ready to go. And
so you got Monday off.
Kids.
So we're going to do some work then. So you're free all day for work.
Shit.
All right. Let's get to work. Work never stops. We don't stop till we're on top.
What does that even mean?
So we're number one.
Okay.
Till we have the number one best-selling podcast.
I don't think we're beating Joe Rogan.
He's not the number one, is he?
I don't know. He's pretty high up there.
Just because you listen to him all the time.
Well, then what podcast would be bigger than Rogan's?
Does Trump have a podcast?
Fuck.
I would listen to that. It's huge. It's going to be enormous. I'm going to launch a podcast. And it's going to be huge.
I have all the big words.
Everyone's going to listen to it. It's going to be tremendous. Telling you, it's going to be huge. I mean, you've never heard a podcast like this before. Like, it's gonna be tremendous. It's gonna blow all the other podcasts out of the water.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, you know it.
Fuck that guy. Anyways.
Yeah. Well. Him, Joe Biden. Take your pick.
Yeah, that's.
Who would you vote for?
Oh my god. I don't know. You have a megalomaniac on one hand, and you have an Alzheimer's patient on the other. Like, there's no good choices.
With all these accusations coming out of him too, eh?
Yeah. I don't know. There's nothing good. Who would you vote for?
I'd vote for Trump.
I was gonna say, like, that's really the only choice.
Well, like during this whole, he's been what? It's almost when's the election?
November.
Because it's 2020. Yeah. So it's been 4 years. How bad has it been? Like, really? Has the world come to an end?
No.
I mean, before the pandemic, America was doing pretty good economy-wise.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any war start yet.
We'll see what happens with China.
Yeah, that's another thing that's escalating. Yeah, I heard this other story that blocking manufacturers of certain type of chips to go out there so that they can't make their phones for Huawei. Yeah. And then, of course, but blocking some, because Apple phones are made there too. Screw Apple. I hate Apple.
It's going to be a shit show.
But anyways, you start blocking tech like that. Oh, man. That's how it starts.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's a whole.
Don't even get me started on that. We'll go down a very deep rabbit hole.
Oh, maybe we could do that for next week.
Yeah.
Start talking politics.
Yeah.
Politics. God.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
But stupid at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
These politicians making decisions at the end of the day don't know shit about what it is that they're talking about. Like, politicians making decisions on things that have to do with medicine and science and know what they're talking about. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, story for another day, I think.
Indeed. Yes. All right.
All right.
Video game Saturday for you and Tristan.
Just for a little bit. You guys are going to go watch some stupid show. Some stupid crap.
No, we're going to watch the second Maleficent.
Yeah, no, my comment stands.
Anyways.
All right. Well, enjoy that. And yes, Tristan and I are going to play a few rounds of StarCraft.
Sweet.
Which is hilarious. So I don't take it easy. I just go in there. I just swarm. Some Zerg swarm in there. Just invade his base and just start killing all of his probes. And he's just like, because I'm sitting there. I can't see him. I'll turn the other way, but I could just like feel his like deflated.
What kind of father are you?
If I'm not gonna not try. Well, it's like you, the way that you play like Age of Empires. It's like I just like to build up my army slowly over an hour. It's like
that's how I enjoy it.
What are you gonna do if someone's gonna attack you?
I don't care.
You have to defend yourself.
I don't care.
You just gotta learn how to defend himself.
Anyways, should we do Chris by 5?
We should. I don't. You play on it, same team too. So
I didn't do it. You never.
Well, because you're not. I don't like how you're like getting up on these. This is a little weird. What's going on?
Whoa.
Your face is like so like.
I get excited.
Ooh, that's what I just said. Yeah. I don't know why you're doing that. Anyways, thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you for listening.
We'll see you sometime soon.